Hey guys, welcome to Prince of Peace Tarot. I'm Justin, and today I'll be doing a spirit reading for those of you with Sagittarius placements in your chart. So if you have Sagittarius anywhere within your chart, this reading could resonate with you. If it does, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Okay guys, so before I jump into your spread, let's say a prayer. I praise the creator of all, supreme, omnipotent, and in all things. I praise all of the high and virtuous spirits who have walked the way of eternal light and love. I praise all of our ancestors from Mother Africa, who is the mother of the entire human race. I praise all of the spirits who died during slavery, in the Middle Passage, around the world, here in the United States, during Jim Crow, and today. Great Spirit family, since you are free of body and form, we know that you now have greater wisdom and greater power. We ask that you hear the call of your child and come protect us. Use your greater power and influence to help us solve our problems of money, health, family trouble, and racism. We ask that you somehow give us a sign that you are pleased with your children and that you are receiving our worship. Benevolent ancestors, open the gates of wealth to our people and guide us in the wisest and most effective ways to help all of Earth's children live harmoniously. Help us to remember we are part of the whole, part of God, part of each other. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, guys, let's get into the spirit reading. It's been a minute since I've done a spirit reading, like for real. So I was like, you know what? I know that I've been warning you guys a lot. So let's tap into a different energy using oracle cards. And for anybody who's a new subscriber, you would have to go back a little bit to find previous spirit readings. But after I shuffle, I just read from the book and tell you guys, you know, what's going on in the oracle cards. So if anything I say pops up or resonates with you, take it as it resonates, okay? All right, guys, let's get into this. This is a 5-card spread. Your first card out is take a risk. Take a risk, okay? All right, give me a second. Is that a goat? It is a goat. Guys, that's a goat at the top of the mountain. This gives me 4 of Pentacles energy. If you take a risk, you're going to be successful. That's a goat, okay? That's an increase. Okay, all right, or promotion, something. All right, so okay, guys, so take a risk, okay? Take a risk says risks are personal to each one of us. To some, climbing a mountain doesn't feel risky. To others, having a conversation with a stranger does. What has been calling you that you have been afraid to do? Comfort kills growth. It is important that we regularly do things that push the envelope, that make us feel nervous, apprehensive, and uneasy, with the exception of physical danger. This card is asking you to take the plunge and to do the thing that intimidates you. Trust that the net will appear after you jump. Guys, it's time to take a risk. See, there's something that you guys feel like it's too late to do. I may look foolish doing it. I'm not ready yet. Yeah, I'm not the person that's supposed to be doing it. And if it's in your energy, in your vicinity, for you to do, it was offered to you, take it. Take it. Because like with this goat, guys, that's success. That's success. All right. So, and this makes sense. So it looks like something is holding you back from taking a risk because your very next card is release. Very next card is release, and this frog is leaping, so it's time to leap. Take a plunge. All right, give me a sec. Let me get release for you. All right, release. Release. Release says, releasing is a lot easier said than done. In fact, we can spend a whole lifetime trying to break free from our limiting beliefs or painful experiences. Sometimes we have an idea of where we want to go, so we compartmentalize and repress the things we believe are holding us back, okay? See, we try to make it small and wall it off somewhere, okay? It says, but we still want to honor ourselves and our experience. We just want to give ourselves new options of behavior so we are not stuck within the same old patterns. Spend a moment reflecting. What is no longer serving you? What is old, stale, and taking up space within you? What would you do if these things didn't take up so much of your energy? What other behaviors and beliefs do you wish you possessed? Now, guys, I want to read this. I think this is like a mineral. It's called Epidot, Epidot. If I said it wrong, forgive me. But it says Epidot is an amplifier, but we don't always get to choose what it amplifies, even if something amplifies that which we don't want. See, something may occur in your life that may amplify a fear or may amplify something that you're hiding or that you like compartmentalize or try to make small. So give me a second. It says sometimes what we don't want needs to get big enough for us to actually see it and take action. Part of Epidot's magic is being helpful in finding the root of something. So not only does it amplify, but it is also a guide in getting to the core issue. In that way, it's helpful at every stage of the process. Call upon Epidot when you need support in meeting the practical and psychological side of releasing. And that's funny, like getting to the root of things, guys, because I'll say this. I know for me, one thing that was holding me back and that I know for sure and my ancestors have told me is pleasure seeking. But a lot of that pleasure seeking that I was doing wasn't just because I feel like, sex or masturbation is pleasurable and it feels good and like, why not? Because sometimes it is like, why not? But most of where that was coming from was resentment and anger. I was finally able to see resentment, anger, angry that I felt lost or that I wasn't, in the right place in my life, that I didn't know purpose, that I didn't understand why I felt like I was just being held back, like nothing was just working. So out of resentment, I would act out in pleasurable ways, right? Which is the thing that's holding me back. But see, all while I'm trying to not be, a slave to pleasure, I'm looking at pleasure wrong. It feels like you could be demonizing a part of yourself or demonizing something that's natural because sex is natural, right? But if I can get to why I was overdoing it, which is resentment, I don't have to view things in the wrong light. So this is what I feel is happening with release. You may not be dealing with the issue that I was dealing with, but release is saying that, whatever it is that you think you're hiding or that's being amplified and causing you discomfort, it needs to be addressed in order for you to move forward and take a risk and not be so afraid, right? See, because once opportunities come, you don't need behaviors, which is what it was talking about, preventing you from taking advantage of that. See, because for me, it's like, now that I work for myself and I make my own schedule, if I was still in the same energy I was in when I felt more lost, I would have people over here and be doing things and, probably having sex at whatever time or doing whatever I wanted to do at any hour of the day rather than focusing on my craft. You know what I mean? And the thing is I would literally have to get to the bottom of it and know that it wasn't just the pleasure that I have these people over here. It's that I'm still angry about something, right? And just because I'm, have my own business now and I work for myself doesn't mean every aspect of my life is how I want it to be. See, so that's another way that if I look at that aspect that isn't complete, to me, anger could start to rise up again and then the behaviors start happening. And now I'm off track, even though I like what I'm doing, So me knowing that resentment or anger can spew into all kinds of areas of my life is what Epidot, I guess, would do for me. But, like I said, I got to the bottom of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's not like I got to the bottom and it doesn't happen. I got to the bottom of it and I recognize it and I know how to deal with it when it comes up. That's what this is, which allows me to take a risk because I trust myself that I can continue this work without something getting in the way, right? Maybe some of you all just don't trust yourself to take a risk, but don't worry. You'll get to the bottom of whatever it is holding you back. All right, your next card is love. Love. Okay, let me get that for you. Love, love, love. Love is on 97. Love says, this card is an invitation to examine love in all its facets of your life. This is love of self, of others, your health, or not so healthy boundaries, your presence with others, your relationship with intimacy. If you feel seen and heard, passion, joy, and total responsibility, this card signals a need to build a better relationship internally, or maybe with a partner, in your business or work life, or even toward a goal or hobby. It could also be a reminder that love is a choice. Ooh, yo, that's so good. So this is what I'm telling you. Like, I know, like, I love my work. I love my job, you know, my vocation. And I have to build boundaries in order for me to put time and energy into that, right? So that's one way you can address boundaries and what you love. And then for others, it's self-love. It's like, who am I allowing in my space that is disrespectful, that doesn't respect my time, my body, my soul, who I am as a person, okay? Give me one sec, because there was something here. Right, so it says, it's right, the last one. It says, it could also be a reminder that love is a choice. Guys, one thing that, you know, reading tarot, looking into astrology and different things like that, and just living life, even if I wasn't doing this, if you're just a regular person living your life, you know life is not perfect. And at no point has life been perfect, but there are good times. And like I said, when I was saying, hey, you know, I like what I'm doing in my, you know, work, but maybe my relationship sector isn't great, or some other part of life, right? Do I focus only on that? No, I don't have to just focus on the things that I feel aren't right. I can choose to derive and feel love from what I'm doing, who I am, and how I feel about myself. Like, I'm noticing more and more, like, you gotta stop wanting everything to be perfect and choose to be happy where you are or in what you have in front of you. Because if you are always trying to make every part of your life just perfect, you will never be happy. You can't say, I'll be happy when. You can be happy now. You can be happy in the process of, right? And this is the other thing about, like, risk taking. Oh, I don't want to take a risk on that because I thought before this would happen, I would have this, and this. You know, I don't want people to see me, you know, shining in one way and not shining in another. Like, come on now. Let's stop. This is the problem with, like, social media and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Not that, you know, we could keep using it, but when we look at other people's lives and study their lives, like, everything is perfect with them, and then compare ourselves, you're just doing yourself a disservice. Don't watch nobody. As the GOAT, there's a card with, you know, the GOAT in my Orisha deck, and it says, in order to gain success, sometimes you will sleep alone. So there are certain sacrifices you make to get to where you want to be, right? And sometimes it could be like, I'm not focusing on the relationship right now. You know, I'm not focusing on being with my friends all the time. You know what I mean? There's something I'm sacrificing to take a risk because I truly love myself and I want to succeed. And I'm not going to let, like, dumb shit, you know, stop me from doing it. Oh, because I don't have this and I don't have that. Please, once you get to this point, you're going to have everything. All you need is you. All you need is you. So, cards at the top and bottom of the deck. We have the Creator at the top, and we have the Seeker at the bottom. This gives me really, you know, magic energy. You got your wand. This person is basically casting, okay? All right, some divination energy here. So some of you guys are readers, psychics, manifestors, okay? You know? All right, so let's see what this is about. Let's start at the top with Creator. Give me one sec. All right, Creator. Creator. Creator says, Creator finds us when we need to move that raw and pure energy in our body and allow it to physically manifest. To be with creation is to simply interpret, and it's funny because, like I said, like divination, you got to interpret with divination, but let me get back to it, is to simply interpret that which is already within us. There are no rules for creation. This card also may indicate a time where you need to protect your creative work. Think of ideas, inspiration, and creativity as a seed that needs adequate attention. nurturing, and protection. If you have an idea or are working on something you are being encouraged to keep the energy close to you, okay? Don't tell nobody what you're doing, right? Don't tell nobody what's going on. Don't talk about it till it's done. Nurture the seed, protect it, and keep it within your personal container. Do not scatter or share, sacred creative energy with others until you know it is the right time. And it's funny because it says do not scatter or share. And this is like just throwing it out there, right? Okay. So the balanced creator has lots of energy and finds inspiration easily. Others may perceive them as always moving to new things, but in reality, they are grounded enough to show up to one idea in order for it to manifest. They also have a playful disposition and are skilled at turning challenges into opportunities to problem solve, okay? As opposed to allowing themselves to get defeated. There is a flexibility and a fluidity inherent in creator, which is electric and can serve as a catalyst for others to tap into their own wells of inspiration. They can view themselves as being unworthy, and their value can be dependent on how much other people appreciate their work. They may tend to isolate themselves. They can also overlook other aspects in their life, family, friends, responsibility, personal needs in favor of their creative works. On the other hand, they may have an inflated ego and have a larger than life disposition. They also may believe that they need to suffer in order to create art, in turn, keeping personal development stagnant. All right, so if that last part is you, this is saying not to let your ego overtake you about the things that you're working on. Give me a second. And again, see, sharing ideas too soon to people is because you're so dependent on what other people think, right? And then that's how you can get something messed up, because then you could get discouraged if somebody's not buying into it. See, so people could personally say they don't like something just so you don't succeed, or somebody may not understand what you're doing until they see it. So rather than telling everybody what it is you want to do, you should keep it to yourself, right? And go ahead and work on it. Just do you. But don't be so consumed, because this last part about being the creator falls into ego, right? Because there's a flexibility and fluidity that should be inherent in the creator. So tap more into that flexibility. Okay? Seeker. Let me get seeker for you. Seeker says, the seeker indicates a need for energy, movement, and vitality. Okay, guys, see, so both your top and bottom are talking about energy and moving. And then you got taking a risk as the first card out in the spread. So action is required. You got to do something. All right. So the seeker. All right. The seeker indicates a need for energy, movement, vitality, and excitement. The seeker is childlike at heart and has faith that at its core, the world is a beautiful place. As we grow older, it is easy to lose touch with our innocence and sense of wonder. We have responsibilities, stressful home and work environments, external pressures, physical sensitivities, and disease. In the end, we get locked into a survival mentality and we don't know how to break free. The seeker's message is one of reclamation. It is not so much about ridding yourself of the stress, but remembering your essence. Slowly nurture your sense of wonder to all that is around you. You may feel silly at first, but keep working on it to balance out the negative. Replace statements of, what if everything goes wrong, with what if everything is exactly as it should be. Balanced seeker energy is one of empowerment, curiosity, and feeling confident to navigate both the external and internal worlds. If seeker is out of balance, you may be a bit untethered. You may be pushing yourself onto the next thing, thinking that maybe your cure, thinking that may be your cure, okay, to push on and move on to the next thing. An unbalanced seeker energy may also give their power away to others. Again, that's what our creator was saying. Don't talk about things too soon. Talking about things too soon and looking for approval is giving your power away, right? So it says they also may give their power away to others As seeker, we must remember that we are gathering experiences and wisdom for growth, not because we believe it is a prescription to fix a perceived issue. You can't, right, like, the reason why you do something can't be to make me whole or make me better than my past or better than my enemy. That's not why we're gathering experiences. You know, it is to truly be and to understand, right? And to use experiences to create. So you have to sort of shift your perspective about who you are and what's happened to you, right? Because if you lose that curiosity and wonder, everything just becomes doing and there's no enjoyment. And then the creativity isn't there, right? So earlier, that's what I was talking about, you know, keeping a childlike disposition. And I've been saying that about how to access higher energies and more spiritual powers and gifts. So everything can't be about winning per se. Like, you want to win, you want to overcome, but everything can't just be for the sake of winning. You got to remember why you're doing what you're doing. You have to learn how to have fun and enjoy again. And taking a risk will help you do that. It'll open up your childlike heart again, okay? And releasing too. It's what we hold on to. We can't be happy if we still holding on to stuff. All right, guys, that's the reading that I have for you. If it resonates, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Oh, yeah, guys, I should have mentioned this. I'm sitting on this pillow. I will be back with the other reading standing because sitting with this underneath my thighs is so uncomfortable. But I needed to sit for this reading since I used the book. So, yes, that's why you see me sitting, but I'll be standing again. So if it resonates, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, the link to book is in the description box below. All right, I'll see you guys later.